Hey, it's Eric G. Around the House is sponsored by Baldwin Hardware. For 75 years, Baldwin Hardware has been known for its first-class quality and craftsmanship in door and cabinetry hardware. As an alumnus of the Baldwin Hardware Design Council, I can say I have seen the details and quality from design to the finished product. If you're looking for a new style and old-world craftsmanship, I can tell you there is only one Baldwin Hardware. Check out what would look great in your home at baldwinhardware.com.
It's Around the House. When it comes to remodeling and renovating your home, there is a lot to know, but we've got you covered. This is Around the House.
Welcome to the Around the House show. This is where we help you get the most out of your home through information and education. Thanks for joining us today. Happy midweek special. Hope everybody is feeling good. It's springtime. You know, it's starting to feel like spring out there, at least in my area. Sunshine is out, and it's feeling, maybe it's not warm, but it's feeling a little bit closer to getting outside of winter, and I'm loving that today. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show this last weekend. We've got a big one here coming up this weekend as well that you don't want to miss. One of them is going to be with Jeff Tracy, the Cowboy Cook. We are going to dive into barbecuing and picking the right barbecue and picking the right meat. So we got a big show going up on Saturday. Well, today I wanted to talk about cabinetry a little bit. And, 6 months to a year ago, we had the Kitchen Cabinet Manufacturers Association on here, and we were talking about some of the issues that we have with cabinetry. And American cabinetry had been found to be a victim of dumping from China. And what was happening is China was sending, to make this really simple, China was selling cabinetry parts to the United States, either in cabinet parts or cabinets, and they were selling them below cost, and they call that dumping. So what that meant is this import stuff was really killing American jobs, and it was showing up in many of the import stores and things like that. Well, they decided that, hey, that was wrong, and they put in these massive tariffs, some of them to 200% plus, on some of the companies that were caught doing this. Now, we did another follow-up show to find out that one of those companies was actually selling cabinetry to American buyers as maple, but it was actually a much cheaper birch. And you can find that in another discussion. You can look back in the podcast here into the history of that, and you can find those episodes where we exposed that. Well, there was on March 20th here, which is great, that's yesterday, there was a preliminary scope ruling on the next phase of this. And what's happened is that there are two companies out there, primarily, that, according to this news report, were sending cabinet parts to Malaysia and Vietnam from China and then shipping them here to avoid, or what appeared to avoid, the tariffs. Now, that's been a whole thing with the U.S. Department of Commerce, and they had to put it in simple terms, the KCMA announced that they were pleased to announce that on March 17th, the U.S. Department of Commerce has issued a preliminary affirmative scope ruling in retrospect to wooden cabinets, vanities, and components thereof from China that are being shipped through Malaysia and Vietnam to evade the anti-dumping and countervailing duty orders on WCV from China. WCV being wood components, cabinets, and vanities. So here is the thing. There are two kind of major cabinetry players that are in this that have been trying to import stuff that seems that this affects. And quite frankly, what's interesting is these are people that are American cabinet companies. So the first one, you see them in all the home centers, Cabinet Works Group, and you're like, who's that? That is Craftmade. That is Yorktown, Design Craft, Medallion, Schuler, Serenade, Master Woodcraft, Smart Cabinetry, Cabinets 2000, Medico, Medallion, Mastercraft, Cardell, Marilat, Quality Cabinets, and American Cabinetry Collection. That is one of the brands. The other brand is Master Brands, which is Aristocraft, Decora, Diamond, Fieldstone, Homecrest, Kemper, Kitchen Craft Cabinetry, Mantra, Mid-Continent Cabinetry, Omega Cabinetry, Schrock, Starmark Cabinetry, Ultracraft, Urban Effects Cabinetry. So these two companies are the ones kind of fighting against the, basically against the American kitchen cabinet industry. And so what's been happening, if I want to just kind of paraphrase this, is that CabinetWorks and MasterBrand were trying to take cut parts in to get around these. So even though those cabinets are assembled, and I'm using air quotes, in the United States, they have been bringing in imported parts. So instead of them bringing in plywood and cutting it out in their factory at their production place, they have been ordering parts overseas, having them cut, and having them shipped to them pre-cut out. And so that was how they were kind of going around that. And those two have been fighting this. And if I remember right, actually both of those companies, major companies, got mad at the Kitchen Cabinet Manufacturers Association, so much so this last year, they got up and left and resigned from it because they want to be importing cabinet parts in to keep their prices cheaper. And they did not like the KCMA going around and trying to fight them, them going around the tariff situation. Well, the battle has gone to the court, and U.S. Department of Commerce has basically said, with the different scenarios, I'm not going to get too deep in the weeds on this, but they examined the scenarios that they had brought forth and said, and issued a preliminary scope saying that, that these tariffs that, CabinetWorks and Master Brands were supposed to be following, that looks like they've been going around it. So now that they're going to start analyzing this a little bit deeper, but they found that there's enough here to dive into this. So they're going to go through and take a look at what's going on. And there's a lot to this, but because the Commerce Department found that there was insufficient information to decide some of the scenarios, they basically have asked for more information and going through a couple of the scenarios. So additional factual information must be submitted by March 30th of this year. So about another 9 days from right now. Rebuttal factual information by April 6th. And they will make a preliminary determination by April 20th. And then submit rebuttal comments by April 27th. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens. But I think basically that if I wanted to, give you a current score, looks like the KCMA is winning this so far, and they're asking more questions on it. But it looks like that they are, I like that they are trying to keep, American jobs and keep this anti-dumping stuff going, because I don't like seeing, American workers get put out of jobs because companies are going out and going around the tariff situation that's there to, make the almighty dollar on that. So, I am I have been a fan and have worked with a lot of these other companies before. I'm happy I'm not in the cabinet industry because right now I would be taking my endorsements away from these guys right now because that is a big one. So if you're out shopping for cabinets, think about this, that these guys are trying to make sure that they can import stuff in and, make yourself known by that. And those companies, one more time, CabinetWorks is Craftmade, Yorktown, Design Craft, Medallion, Schuler, Serenade, Master Woodcraft, Smart, Cabinets to Go, Medico, Mastercraft, Medallion, Cardell, Quality, American Cabinetry Collection, Marilat, and Arbor Creek. ironically, these brands, and I'll go over to Master Brands here, but almost all of these, if you walk into a home center, this is pretty much what you see in their custom order stuff that they have there. So you've got Aristocraft, Decora, Diamond, Fieldstone, Homecrest, Kemper, Kitchencraft, Mantra, Midcontinent, Omega, Schrock, Starmark, Ultracraft, and Urban Effects Cabinetry. So these are the guys that are in this discussion right now. So just something to think about out there. I know this is something that's it's ongoing, but make it known that there's a lot of great cabinetry companies out there, and I would sure take a look at those and make your voice known. If you're thinking you're buying all American stuff with these brands, it appears you're not. So something to consider when purchasing cabinetry for your home. I tell you what, I've been having fun. I just got back here in the studio from scoping out a future segment. Going to be doing something here with Ann Sachs Tile because they make that tile here locally, which I'm very excited about. We're going to be doing that coming up in a future episode. If you caught the episode this last weekend, I love what we did with Westco Boots, and you can find out that information over on our website, which is aroundthehouseonline.com, and you can see some of the segments over there. We have a page over on the Fox 12 YouTube page where it's all the Around the House Northwest videos over there that we've been slowly getting populated with a lot more to come. But I tell you what, I'm very happy with that one. That was cool to watch boots getting custom made for somebody from start to finish, and you could see the whole process. It's fascinating to see that. And, any of that stuff you're going to see, we're really going to be highlighting a Made in America stuff. So other stuff we've done, we've talked mattresses. We've gone out and looked at Steelport knife. We looked at Mac grills. All of these people are making some really cool stuff out there, to be sold here across the country. And that's the fun part of it. So it's exciting to see so many people in industry out there building really cool stuff. In our recall alerts for the day, couple things here. IKEA recalls mirrors due to laceration hazard. The plastic fittings that attach the mirror to the wall can break. And there's about 22,000 of those. Steel chainsaws. And they are recalling docking stations sold with the Steel IMO robotic lawnmower due to fire hazard. So the docking station's printed circuit board can short circuit when exposed to moisture, causing a fire hazard. So there's about 2,700 of those out there, so be careful of that. There's another one here, Sunbeam heated blankets recalled due to fire and burn hazards. That's another big one as well. And that's most of it right there for this week. And there's a lot of power banks and stuff, if you go on and look, too, that some of these power banks are causing much bigger problems. So be careful with that. But it seems like recently we've had a lot of those, of the heated blankets, and of course, those batteries that you're seeing, the lesser expensive batteries out there that people are fighting. Those can be a significant fire hazard. So if you're on YouTube and you're a YouTube person, hey, I'm going to head out here, but head over to @Fox12Oregon on YouTube, and you can go over to the playlists and grab the Around the House playlist right there, and you'll see all of our videos up there. And you'll be able to see some of the stuff you're going to find up there on there, just to give you a little bit of a heads up. We've got our Made in the Northwest, which is Westco Boots. I start talking in another segment about working with basic electrical tools, how to fix a leaky toilet. I talk with author Jamie Gold about wellness. And then, we've got so much stuff as far as talking with Carrier about some new home tech stuff, how to fix a exterior faucet and a leaky kitchen faucet. And we're talking about the latest in garage doors from Clopay. And, of course, we talked Mac Grills and a lot of other stuff, including new stuff from Kohler 2023, all in video format, and stuff you want to take a look at. And then I dove into the top 10 kitchen remodel mistakes to avoid as well. So there's so much over there and so much more. That's just a little taste of what you're going to find over on that on YouTube, which is just at Fox 12 Oregon, and then just find the Around the House tab in the playlist, and you are golden to find these videos. All right, everybody, have a great rest of the week. Thanks for tuning in to Around the House. I hope you have a great, safe week. We'll see you on Saturday. Thanks again.
Somewhere unseen and undiscovered, love song, let's be lovers. We're all over the radio. Take my hand, I know where to go. All over the radio with you.
Hey, it's Eric G. from Around the House. Are you planning a decking or siding project this year? If you are, you've got to check out my friends at Millboard. Millboard is a completely different kind of composite decking and cladding that enhances outdoor spaces with enduring distinction. Hand-molded from the finest oak, it realistically mimics the natural grain and color of premium hardwood. If you're looking for something that doesn't look like plastic and instead real wood, check out millboard.com. Make sure and check out that interview we did just a few weeks back. That's millboard.com.